So just going into the room, and the very first thing is I got to see this lovely little guy running across the toilet. Looks slightly clean. Mirror's dirty. Paint and the wood's not very good. So this is my room here. I've walked all the way down there to the reception. Got some fairly good things. If you're wanting an early night, forget it. These windows and doors are actually closed. Oh, it's not made a huge amount of difference. Big crack in the glass on the window. That's how the bed's been left for me. Sort of made. I don't know if that's intentional. We are at the Palm, so it could be an attempt of a palm. I've got some art on the wall. It cost £22 for the tourism tax, and it was a very odd walk. There's no lights on in this lift at all. That's mental. It's pitch black. Oh, morning. What a night. Wow. That, you can see there, I attempted to make my own version of a pillow. That was, the bed, the actual bed itself is actually quite comfy. That's not bad. This part, this thing, really good. The bed itself, the pillows, that's most probably the worst night's sleep I have ever had in a hotel. At one point it got really, really warm, and I can hear you saying, well, why didn't you turn the aircon on? Because we established yesterday, it has aircon. It only blows out warm air. There's no cold air at all. It just blows out really warm air, like 25-degree temperature, warm air. There's no remote control for the TV, so I'm guessing you have to pay or hire the remote control for the TV. Oh my god, look at that on the wall. I didn't notice that last night. Well, let's open these blinds. Let's get a look. The blinds are good. The blinds definitely stopped a lot of sunlight. Not the best. And like I said, we've got this big crack in the glass there. We've got some paint falling off the ceiling. And the bed's at an angle, which I don't understand why the bed's at an angle. It confuses me, it really does. So yeah, so the plug socket over there. So we have got 3 plug sockets so far. The tap water, or water in the tap, is alright. You can't drink the water, but it works really well. Is there no, there's no no remote control in the safe. Let's have a look at the view though. This is why I'm on holiday. Right, so down there is where all the music was coming from, and you can get drinks and stuff. It's not a bad view, and the beach literally is there, and it runs all the way over there. It's very, very cold this morning. Apparently I was told that the pools down here, the sun doesn't ever hit us, it doesn't ever get on them, because you have this huge part of the building that blocks the sun, to the pools, but round the corner there is a heated pool. I'll be interested to see what the sea's like. I'm hoping it's warm. I'm hoping it gets nice and warm today. But it feels like the majority of this, you're going to be in shade for pretty much everything. I am so tired. Oh, we have our balcony. So we've got a couple of chairs. That's not broken. A little table. Right, I'm going to get something to eat. Oh, I can see someone swimming in the pool down there already. Near that, just round there. So it might not be that bad, we'll see. A bit early for me to go for a swim. One thing I was going to say was we got here just after, it must have been like 10:30, about 10:30 at night. I asked about food and Wi-Fi. There is Wi-Fi near reception. That's it. There's no Wi-Fi up here. It seems like the Wi-Fi is bad. In the aspect that if you're not within reach of it, you don't get it, and it doesn't seem to reach very far. And the food that was left out was pitiful, but at least they left food out for us, which some places don't do. It was the thinnest, tiniest pieces of chicken. I mean, like they're like 1 millimeter thick and about the size of 3 stamps. There's about 2 or 3 of those left on the plate. This slice of sausage meat, which wasn't very nice, and then just a lot of lettuce, 3 tomatoes, sliced cucumber. But most of the majority of it was frozen because I left it on a countertop that freezes things. So that was pointless. So anyway, I'll keep you updated. So there's quite a lot of cats here, and I like cats, so I don't mind that. But I've just been told it gets very warm here around 10-11 o'clock. The pool looks nice, but apparently it doesn't get any sun, so not sure how that works. And we're pretty much about to hit the beach. So this is the beach. It's nice soft sand. Hotel's over there. Kids area. I think that's another hotel to the side. Really, really, really nice sandy beach. The sands are still all soft. I hope it is nice and warm around 10-11 o'clock. That'd be great. And the Mediterranean Sea being nice and calm as always. It is 8:30 in the morning. I've just been to the reception. I've mentioned that I'd like to change rooms. They did ask, there was a different gentleman this morning from who I spoke to last night, and he asked why. So I said I found there was a couple of cockroaches in my room. The aircon blows only hot air, and at that point he just said, okay, yeah, no problem, come back at 11 and I'll show you a few different rooms first and you pick the room you like, and they'll swap me over. So to be fair, yeah, they're trying to sort it out for us. Obviously they've not done it intentionally. I can feel I've just stood here right in the sun now. I can feel the sun. At the moment it is the 27th of September. So, sorry, 27th of November. So we're very close to December. So the fact that in the UK right now it's cold, wet, -5 degrees, and I can now be here and it's going to be apparently around between 22s and 25 degree heat. I think that's a win. I've just tried the breakfast, and it was very disappointing. They had some homemade donuts, which I didn't try because they didn't look particularly nice. I don't know what that is over there. I'm not sure what this is here. But yeah, so there's lots of deck chairs. I just find it peculiar. You must know where the sun rises. Why wouldn't you design a hotel so that the swimming pools will be in the sunlight all the time? Lovely pool though. Very nice here. There is a heated pool. There is also a spa, but the spa's closed. Spa massage sauna thing. Yeah, so there's a lot of reviews on this place. Not particularly great for the majority. And this hotel has a rating of passable, not even good. It does look like fun to play in that pool though. So yeah. Oh. So the food. I can see myself surviving on eggs for breakfast pretty much every day. They've got they've got normal tinned hot dogs that have been cooked that aren't very nice. Different breads, some fruit. There's like sliced meats, like not ham, but all the little sliced meats, like sausage meats that are sliced, have loads and loads of bits of bone in them. I don't know why. I have no idea why it has so much. Why they have so much in it. If you give me a minute, I'm going to sit on the table here. That's a bit better. I thought someone was walking past outside then. So, it's nearly 9 o'clock in the morning on my first day. Got here at 10:30 last night, and the check-in process was an absolute mess. I mean, I've never seen something like it. So about 10 of us arrived, about 10:30 last night. And you go to the reception, and they give you this little small piece of paper about this big. They have to fill out your information on. I don't know why they can't just take a photocopy of the passport, which has all the information that they're asking for, but and would be way quicker and way more efficient, but they didn't. So you have all these people that have to fill out all these pieces of paper information about themselves. There was one single pen, so it took a phenomenal amount of time to get this done. Because basically one person will use it, passes to the person they're with, they use it, then it gets passed to somebody else who's in line with 4 people in the group. It took nearly an hour to get checked in last night. It was absolutely insane. So I went to get something to eat because last time I'd eaten was about 1:30 at the airport, where I got like a burger and chips, which was actually very nice. 18 quid though, but it was nice. And yeah, so went to get something to eat. The whole restaurant's empty. Nothing's out apart from this one tray thing of food where it had like plated up dishes. and on that was a little bit of lettuce, a few slices of tomato, a few slices of cucumber, one slice of sausage meat with bone in it, and a lot of bone in it, a few pieces of chicken, and it was like wafer thin, like the thinnest you could get a piece of chicken, and it was about that big. Each piece was about that big, and you had 3 of those, and then some cheese that, if I didn't know better, had been frozen and defrosted, so it was not very nice and didn't taste particularly great. The butter here is not very nice either, so I'm reluctant to actually spread butter on bread. Yeah, so, and then I get to my room. The first thing I see when I go into the bathroom is a cockroach who I've named Frank. And Frank has a friend called Cecil. And they've been in the bathroom all night just having a party. So I've not slept well at all. This is where I'm staying, by the way. So that's my location. Yeah, so on to the rest of the stuff. So in the breakfast they had donuts, homemade donuts, which didn't look particularly nice. They had the tiny little glasses for orange juice, but that's kind of like the same everywhere. That's one cheese out that was okay. The rest of the cheeses didn't look particularly nice. They had what looked like curry out. You get sliced potatoes, cooked sliced potatoes, which were undercooked and some were still raw in the centre. Along with the cooked hot dogs chopped into little pieces. They had what looked like grilled pepper or green pepper, a huge tray of very well cooked onions, some other bits that didn't look particularly appetizing. The same cereal was out in 4 bowls. You could get a boiled egg, and you could get some fried eggs. So I had 3 fried eggs and do have baguettes, which is nice. And they've got some other bits and pieces, but it's particularly not. The food isn't really very nice. Like I said, this is like the worst rated hotel in Tunisia. Why I've put myself through this, I do not know. But the morale and spirit of people here is quite high because it's really, really cheap. And I think this hotel is one of those hotels that when it first opened, it was really good. And they really did a good job. And I think this place has been open for like 15 or more years now. And it's the same thing where you've got people coming, but because it's only £350 per person per week, they provide the cheapest food, lowest quality food possible, en masse, and that's basically what you're going to get. I went for a drink last night because obviously nothing to eat, so I was starving. So I went for a drink. The staff serving the drinks were rather unpleasant, to be honest. Not pleasant at all. The people on reception have been very nice. And like I said, I've gone to them this morning. I said, look, these are the problems in my room. I'm not very happy. So I'm going back down at 11 o'clock and they're going to take me around the hotel to show me an array of rooms so that I can pick a different room to move into. So as of yet, I haven't unpacked because there's no point. The hotel overall, the hotel look is very well used. It has been very well used. There's quite a few. I mean, the fact that there's a huge crack in the glass on the balcony window is a bit, the fact that you can't open the shower door very far because the towel rail's in the way is strange. Not really much in regards to cleanliness in the bathroom area. And again, there's not much I can do. There's not much I'm able to do right now because I can't unpack, because if I unpack, then I've got to pack everything again. But, it's one of those things. I'll be honest, as a vlog, as a record, I am not looking forward to lunch. I really am not looking forward to lunch at all. I've barely had any sleep. The pillows were really uncomfortable. The bed was all right. I went to Lanzarote in September this year, and the bed was really nice, but it was a really weak frame, so it just bounced all over. It just felt like it was going to fall out with underneath you. These beds are solid beds, decent solid bed. It's just not particularly great. The bed sheet is literally just big enough to cover the bed, so that feels like it wants to come up all the time. The bed duvet sheet, it goes all over the place. Yeah, it's in need of a full renovation. The area downstairs where you go to have your drinks and there's entertainment, which is just very loud music until 12 o'clock. So at 12 o'clock that stops, which is nice to see. That particular area is really, really dated. I mean, there's quite a few chunks of this hotel that are very dated now. And evidently so, if you get that Rachel Zegler reference. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. I think my next vlog will be when I've had lunch and maybe after I've got a new room. So I will see you guys in that section of the video. Okay, so we have a new room. Oh, that's much better. Much better. Oh, that's actually cold. We now have a much better bathroom with a walk-in shower, which is brilliant. We have a much better bedroom. It feels cleaner. I've got a much nicer view. So yeah, much better, much better now. Much happier. Oh, right, okay, so I was recording the video I was recording the video, and some people came in to do a survey on the room, inspection of it, so that was weird, so I had to stop. So I will start again. So I don't think I did any more videos yesterday. There were some highlights and some lows. So to begin with, I've just I met a couple of guys on the first night, and they were really cool. And then I didn't see them yesterday, so I've just bumped into them now. And the guy goes, "Oh, you didn't see me yesterday, did you?" I went, no, I didn't see you. He goes, "Right, because I had food poisoning." I was like, "Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Sorry to hear that." So he'd been in bed all day with food poisoning. He goes home tomorrow, and he's been here a week. Apparently, his daughter's had food poisoning since they've been here, and his brother has had food poisoning twice so far this holiday. So that was that. Another guy, I was waiting for the lift in the lobby, and this random guy decided to tell me that he's going home tomorrow. Well, it'll be today for him. And he dropped his wallet at the hotel. A guy picked it up and stole it from him. And he could have had this guy put to prison. Apparently, the police were called. It was caught on CCTV, and if he wanted to, this guy would have gone straight to jail for like 5 years. Share a room with 150 blokes. Apparently, he didn't send the guy to prison, so lucky bloke for that. The staff, there is one lovely cleaner who's very polite and very nice and friendly. The rest of the cleaners don't really say anything. The hotel staff, the receptionist people are nice. They're not super friendly, but they're okay. I asked for a beach towel yesterday because I wanted to try the pool, and apparently it's 20 dinars, which you get back, but you could buy a brand new towel for 15 I got one for 14 dinars. So just go buy one outside. There's a supermarket nearby. The beach is absolutely gorgeous. The sand is so soft, you sink into the sand by like half a foot. Every time you step, it's amazing. I've not been in the sea yet. The temperature, even though it's November, practically December, is a good 24 degrees. So it's really, really lovely. And I found the indoor pool, which, I'll be honest, is the hotel's saving grace. The pool is amazing. The indoor pool, you go in, and as soon as you get in, it's almost as warm as a jacuzzi. It is really, really hot, and you just sink into this swimming pool. It is so relaxing. Oh my God. It is the most relaxing pool I've been in for decades. There's some kids in there, there's other people in there, which is fine, but it doesn't seem to be overly busy. This brings me on to the food. And oh God, the food is really, really bad. It's not cooked well. Well, I've just told you, a number of people had food poisoning. I met another gentleman last night who's also here by himself, and he had been to Egypt recently, and it's the same kind of food there as it is here. But he said the food there was actually really, really nice, whereas the food here is not nice at all. We were actually laughing at how bad the food is. It's not good. It's either overcooked far too much or massively undercooked. For breakfast, I am literally having a couple of fried eggs with a bit of bread. That's all there is. Oh, the Tunisian cheese is actually very nice. But apart from that, I'm avoiding anything else at breakfast. The meat that they provide is so substandard. I mean, the meat is horrific. And I'm referring to, when I say meat, I'm referring to the cocktail, they're not cocktail sausages. They are tinned hot dogs that you get in the UK that have been cooked and then chopped into pieces. And I think fried, but I'm not sure. Then the sliced sausage meat is just the cheapest crap you can get. It is full of bone all the time. If it weren't for the bone in it, it would actually be quite nice, but it's just really unpleasant to eat. Dinner was not good. Dinner was really bad. I had some rice, which was nice, and a bit of a beef stroganoff, which was nice. That was it. There wasn't anything else at dinner that was nice. Lunch was pretty good. I had some fried turkey, some chicken. The lunch was much better. But honestly, before I came on holiday, I was 15.75 stone. 15.8. Honestly, I think I will lose weight by the time I get home. And I'm not joking. And this is an all-you-can-eat, all-inclusive holiday. How is it possible to lose weight on an all-inclusive holiday? It's crazy. I'd been to Spain this year on another all-inclusive. And the one in Spain, for breakfast, I'd go up 3-4 times at breakfast for something to eat. Lunch, I'd get up 3 or 4 times. Dinner, 3 or 4 times. Maybe even 5 or 6 times at dinner, and refill my plate because the food was absolutely fantastic. And that was a TUI Blue. I'm not even finishing a full plate. Last night, my dinner, I left 3/4 of the plate because it was just disgusting. The food is really not nice. It's really not good. So I would strongly advise not going all inclusive. Save your money. I wouldn't even bother with breakfast. I would just stay at the hotel and get food outside. Honestly, I would. The standard of food here is so poor. It's shocking. But the pool is the hotel saving grace. That pool, my God, it's great. The shower in the room was really good, although it didn't drain, so I've reported that. But I did sleep really well. Thank God I actually slept well last night. It was lovely. The bed feels better. The pillow feels better. It's just much nicer, this room, than it was in the first room. So yeah, if anything major happens again, I will update you. But it may be a video near the very end or the very last day of the holiday, and me giving you an update onto the overall. So I will speak to you guys at a later date. Okay. This holiday is going from literally bad to worse. For the last few days, I've been really ill. I've had like a full-on cold. Felt like absolute crap. And it was one of those where if I try walking, I get very dizzy. So I spent most of my last few days in bed. So I'm still not over it. So that's about 2 days gone on the holiday where I just spent the whole time in bed. I did try going down and eating, and last few times I've been down to try and eat, I felt like I just want to throw up everywhere. It's just, this holiday has been horrendous, and I cannot wait to get home. Totally believe the gentleman when he said that his daughter and his brother got food poisoning. Absolutely believe him. I've had other people tell me they've had food poisoning. There's people smoking weed in other rooms, which is lovely. So it's very hard to sleep on a night at the moment because the music's so loud outside that it comes straight through the sliding door, so I can hear that until 12 o'clock at night or something. Literally, as soon as I feel well enough, I'm going downstairs to online chat with Love Holidays, and I'm actually going to put a legitimate and serious complaint in. This hotel, if you can cut a corner, they will cut a corner. So the fresh orange juice in the morning, it's not fresh orange juice. It's just really thick concentrate and cordial, and it's not very nice. I'm fairly sure now that they don't actually really cook anything at this hotel to an extent. I think a lot of things are just shipped in. So I think there's a company that pre-makes everything, ship it in, and then they just warm it up. There's a few days ago they had cannelloni. They couldn't even cook cannelloni. Hell, they couldn't even cook lasagna. It was tasting like absolute crap. I got the other day. I got 2 burgers and some cannelloni, and I took 1 bite of the burgers, and it was so rancid. I didn't eat anymore. I'll be honest with you, I would have actually spat it back out. It was that rancid. But obviously, in polite society, that's not something you do. The cannelloni was, I mean, I'd literally taken, I'd been to the cannelloni section, cut out a portion that I wanted, put on a plate, sat down. It was already frozen. It was completely cold when I got to a chair. A minute later, it tasted horrible. The meat was terrible. It's like, oh my god, the quality is so piss poor. It's unbelievable, and I'm 99% sure the majority of cooked food is brought in every day, and then they just warm it up. The girl on the omelette stand is the most miserable person I ever see. I've not even been down to breakfast today because I just can't be bothered looking at her miserable face, going down for an omelette. And before you say, I don't want apples, and I've paid for all inclusive, and I want a decent breakfast. With some decent sliced meat and some decent sliced cheese. And there's just nothing there. It is just the cheapest crap they can find to fob off as a meal or fob off as food. It's absolutely appalling. I've gone from the holiday in Lanzarote, where I literally went up at breakfast, and I went up 3 or 4 times, and lunch 3 or 4 times, and dinner 3 or 4 times, to barely finishing a plate of food. And I'm now on a fairly regular basis. I'm actually leaving a fair portion, about a quarter of my plate, just because it's so bad. I can't even force myself to finish what's on there. The rices are fairly decent. I think I'm sort of orientating more towards the rice dishes because they actually seem to be fairly well cooked. But it's absolute trash. The other thing is the alcohol. So I went down for one of the performances at night, which is terrible. The evening entertainment here is shocking. It is so bad. It's just basically all for kids and just the most annoying songs ever. But I went down. This is before I got ill. I went down and I was going to go, I'm going to have a good night. I'm going to have a load to drink, maybe get a bit drunk and have a bit of a laugh. So I went to the bar and I must have had about 11 or 12 double rum and cokes. And I can absolutely 1000% confirm that the spirits are so watered down that there's virtually no alcohol in them. And I'm not even joking. And I cannot be serious enough about explaining this to you. So I tried a lager and it tasted like cider. It was vile. So I couldn't drink any more lager. And one of the guys I was sat with, he said, "Oh, try my gin." So I took his drink. I tried his gin. When you drink neat spirits, there's a kick because they're strong. And I could drink that gin. I could taste it was gin, but there was no kick. There was virtually no alcohol in it. There's virtually no alcohol in the rum. They must get a bottle and then take all that bottle, leave about that much alcohol in it, and then fill the rest with water. I am not. I am seriously not joking you. It must be quarter of one bottle is broken down into 4 quarters, and then those 4 quarters are filled up with water. Apparently, there's a nightclub type late pub stroke restaurant thing I've just found out about on the attached to the hotel the other side, and you can go there and you can pay for, but you have to. I believe you have to buy your drinks there. So I've paid for all inclusive, and the alcohol is so watered down, it's literally redundant. Even bother. I may as well just drink Coke. There's no point getting an alcoholic beverage here because there's no alcohol in it. You'd have to drink 40 or 50 glasses of neat gin or rum to actually possibly get the same equivalent of just a normal full percentage. And I am going to be putting a complaint in about it because I am fuming from the food being absolutely vile on the majority of the time and questionable at best, to not even be able to enjoy a drink on an evening because it's so watered down. It's basically just not even. It's just flavored. We're joking that it's rum flavored cola. Honestly, rum flavored cola. And I remember one of the first drinks I got was it had lemon in it, and it was lemon and Coke. You couldn't even taste the rum. And it gets weaker and weaker as the days go on. It is an absolute joke. The very first night I got here, I had 4 rum and Cokes, and I was actually very tipsy. Honestly, I was really quite tipsy. Quite a little bit, and I went to bed quite tipsy. So that's from the first night where it was like proper alcohol to now where there's just zero alcohol in it. So as soon as I'm feeling up to it, I'm going to go downstairs and I am going to be putting a proper complaint into Love Holidays because I feel ripped off. I'm sorry, I don't feel ripped off. I have been ripped off. Absolutely, massively ripped off. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. The fact I paid more money for all-inclusive for food I can barely eat. And I keep thinking I'll go out and get something to eat. But I shouldn't have to go out and get something to eat. I've paid for all my meals. I've paid for all-inclusive. So why the hell should I have to go out to just eat a meal? I'm eating so little. And honestly, I think I've lost a hell of a lot of weight. I'm looking forward to seeing how much I weigh when I get back because I was 15.7 when I left. It wouldn't surprise me if I'm well under 15 when I get back, or close to 14. Between feeling like shit, spending all day in bed, having a fever, feeling like I'm going to throw up all the time. Honestly, spend the money, spend the extra money and go somewhere good. This is not a 4. I would not even give this a 1.5. I've stayed at 3-star hotels that make this look like that makes this place look like a paradise. No, that's wrong. I've stayed at 3-star hotels that put this place to shame, sorry, because they were so much better in every way than what this is. This is not 4-star. I feel hard giving it 1.5 stars. I can't wait to see the tally at the end of this. Anyway, I'll keep you updated, but Jesus Christ. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, I've heard lots of other people say that they've found cockroaches in their hotel rooms, and their hotel rooms are falling apart. Like mine was, the first room I got. And also, I was in the warm pool yesterday, because it's the only God-saving grace here. Not yesterday, sorry, a couple of days ago. And this group of 4 teenage girls come in, and there must have been around 15, 16. And the 35, 40-year-old lifeguard was so incredibly creepy. He wouldn't stop staring at them. He was flirting with them all. These are 16-year-old girls, or 16. And he was like he was pulling one of them on a float, on a one of those string floats they get for the pool. And he was flirting with them. And he was trying to get close to them and everything. It was really creepy. If I'd been one of those girls' father, and I was in the pool when they came in and he was doing that, I'd have got up and I'd lamped him straight away. It was wrong. It was really, really wrong what he was doing. It was gross. Oh, it was cringy as well. Oh, so I forgot to mention that. So yeah. Because I've come to get an elevator. The elevators in this hotel are absolutely horrific, and all I can smell is weed all the way through the corridor. This is the lift that doesn't work. It's been down for one day to try and get it to work, and it's just stopped working now. It's actually quite funny watching people try and use it. It's not working. Yep, didn't work. Right, so I've just been down for lunch. Pretty much everything on there was revolting and pitiful. I ended up going for mashed potato with the cheapest, nastiest meatballs and gravy that you could possibly find. And I had, 5 meatballs and a spoon of gravy, mashed potato. It was terrible. I tried the soup, which was a vegetable soup, and that tasted foul, so I only had like a tiny bit. Asked the waiter for a drink. He said, okay, what do you want? I said, Coke. He went, okay. Then he went on to serve a woman that had just come in with a pram, 3 other tables for water, 1 with Sprite. Then he decided to have a little chat with about 3 other people, women with member of staff for a little while. And by the time he actually came, or may have come to me with a drink, I'd finished my meal. So I'm now waiting for customer relations, because I'm getting, unbelievably to me, I'm now going to be putting a complaint into customer relations that I'm sick to fucking death of going in for a meal, being completely ignored, not being able to get a drink, and then just being shoved to the side while they serve everybody else. They literally have taken my order for a drink, and then a table that has no one on it because they've gone to get food, given them all the drinks of water and the drinks that they wanted while they weren't even at the table, to then come back and finally serve me after another 2 tables. So even though I was sat there with my food waiting for a drink, they thought it was better to serve a table with no one there and other people before finally getting to me. And I've had enough. It's absolutely, the service here is beyond shocking. So I'm going to put a complaint in about it. Let's see if anything happens. I've also spent an hour on chat in the lobby with Love Holidays. They've registered a complaint. Then they said they were going to call the hotel and get the hotel to transfer the call to my room so I could speak to them. And then they said, it was like talking to an automated services that kept on contradicting itself to what it was going to do. So in the end, I just gave up. The complaint's logged. I'm going to deal with it when I get home. So it's just a joke. The hotel is so badly run. The staff are so bad at the roles. The elevators don't work. I've literally had elevators on the floor below me when I press the button to pick me up, just passes straight all together and go past me on the floor. It's, you can't. I mean, how inept do you have to be to not be able to run a hotel well? I still feel like absolute crap. I forgot to mention that in the meal service, I've literally had the waiters come over to my table while I'm sat down at the table eating and take my glass off my table and give it to another table, which is appalling. Then on top of that, I've had it where there's no glasses on the table at all, anywhere. So how are you even meant to indicate that you want to drink? The whole thing is a joke. Tried talking to the hostess in the restaurant. She did not understand a clue what I was on about and just tried to keep telling me that I can get drinks when I walk in. But why should I have to get my drink when I walk in when everyone else gets served their drink? That seems absolutely out of line. So what? I have to get my own drink, but everyone else can get served? I don't think so. And then I went to reception, speak to management, and they just fobbed me off with the customer relations. So I'm now sat here waiting for customer relations, and I've been here for like 10-15 minutes. So I will go back to my room, but only half the bloody lifts are working. So I've been waiting 15 minutes for this customer service person, because I was told they'll be over in 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes, so I go back over to the reception, ask him how long is it going to be for guest services. He tells me, oh, she's in a meeting, she could be half an hour. So that's 45 minutes. So why tell me she's going to be 15 minutes for me to sit there for 45 when they'll say, oh, she's in a meeting, she could be about 45 minutes. If you want to come back down in an hour, she'll definitely be here. Who does that? I'm just going to make you sit there for an hour to waste your time because I'm a dick rather than tell you the truth. I'm just going to make you waste your time. Unbelievable. Oh, and then another couple came to the reception and he just dropped talking to me and just moved off. And right at the point I was saying, well, if it's going to be 45 minutes, why don't you say 45 minutes? And he just ignored us and walked away. Jesus Christ, man. Unbelievable. Just been down for dinner. Oh, I found out, by the way, if you want to have a shower here, the best time to have a shower is after 7:30. If you have a shower before that, the temperature goes from really hot to really cold to really hot to really cold. And it does that every 4 seconds. See, but apparently after 7:30, you can have a shower and it'll stay hot pretty much all the time. Been down for dinner. Did not look nice. Nothing looked good. In the end, I got a bit of rice with a bit of beef stroganoff, or what I assume is beef stroganoff. Got that. Had to circle my way around the whole dining area to find a seat. This is the other thing. When everybody piles in, there's a big queue at the doors waiting for it to open. When it opens, everybody piles in. All the tables and chairs get filled up. And then when all those people leave, the knives and forks and plates and glasses are removed, but they don't replace them. So then you have loads of empty tables with no glasses at all, no knives and forks at all, just left empty tables with serving mats on them. So I got my food, went to sit down, and these are not big portions, these are child portions I'm eating. Because the food is just not good. Finally found a place to sit down. Sat down, no knife and fork, had to ask a guy. He came over, brought me a knife and fork, and he did it quickly. And he goes, oh, you drink Coke? Yeah, I drink Coke. So he went off to get me a Coke. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm actually, I've sat down, I'm going to have this food, which should be okay. And I'm going to get a drink straight away. I'll have a drink with my meal for once. The food, in the space of 2 minutes, the food that I got was stone cold. And I'm not even joking. If you had just taken the food and just left it out for 10 minutes, it would be the same temperature as this. The food was flat, stone cold. Zero heat in it whatsoever. So for me picking it up walking around for about a minute, then getting knives and forks, which maybe took a minute, to sitting down to eat, the food had lost all its heat. And then the guy that went to get me the Coke, he did bring me back. He did bring me a Coke, pretty much after I finished my meal. So I'd eaten my meal, and I had one bite of my food left when he came with my drink. So I don't know why that took so long. He just brought me a knife and fork, and I didn't see him again until I finished. Absolute. It's almost laughable. It's that bad. I've never been anywhere that I can think of my entire life ever where the waiting staff in a restaurant are so utterly piss poor at their jobs. So when there's an empty table become available, they'll clear the plates and they'll clear the glasses and the knives and forks, but then they just leave it. And they do that to every single table. So then you've still got people coming in that can't find a table with a knife and fork, or can't find a table with a glass. I was having some lunch yesterday. I use the word lunch lightly. And it was a British bloke. He got so hecked off trying to get a drink, he went over to another table, grabbed 2 glasses off it, basically had a go at the waiter, took them back to his table, and then went and got the drink himself from the side because he was so sick and peed off and ticked off waiting to get a drink with his meal. Well, I know exactly how he feels. So, yeah, the lifts still don't work properly. Still haven't been able to get a hold of the customer service rep or whatever they call her. This hotel is a joke. Absolute, utter joke. Just don't go here. Go anywhere but here. Jesus Christ, this place is fucking bad. I feel like absolute shit. I've spent the entire day in bed, again. So that's about 2-3 days I spent the entire time in the room because I feel like absolute crap. I've most probably lost well over a stone in weight because I'm barely eating anything. And this is an all-inclusive. Even if I was feeling okay and I was alright, there's no point going for a drink downstairs because the drink is so watered down. It's not, I wouldn't even class it as an alcoholic beverage anymore. I mean, it is watered down to the point where you can no longer really taste it. If you get a rum and coke, as I said before, it's rum flavored coke, 0 alcohol. It just tastes like a bit of rum's in there, but there isn't really. If you do come here, don't pay for all-inclusive. You're wasting your money. If you got any sense, go anywhere else other than here. And for God's sake, check the reviews. Jesus. I wish I'd looked at the reviews more. Well, this place doesn't seem to be on Trustpilot that I can really look, but I'm on mobile, so it's hard to find. I've only got 2 days left and I get to go home. Possibly at some point next 2 days, I'll feel better. But I'll be honest with you, and I don't particularly want to say this on camera, but for the last 2 days, every time I've been for a meal afterwards, I've had the runs, shall we say. So I've not been able to leave the bathroom for particularly long periods of time. And it's strange because it's almost every time I eat, I'm then in the bathroom multiple times. I feel like shit, so I'm going to go back to sleep, I think. So here is my hotel, and then built right onto the side of it is Casino Europe, a completely different hotel. Thought I'd do an update. Not long left on this holiday before I can go home, thank God. When finally got the woman from customer relations, so she's going to come in with me at lunchtime to speak to them to see why it is that they serve everybody else but completely ignore me. That'd be nice. I'm not really bothered. I've only got today, tomorrow, and then I go home on the Tuesday. So I can confirm that the alcohol in every aspect of this hotel is watered down massively. It's an absolute joke. The majority of people I spoke to all go to a small supermarket, buy whatever pit spirit they want there, bring it back, and then top the drinks up with the proper spirit to get a real drink, because that's literally the only way you can actually have an alcoholic drink, by bringing in alcohol. And something else interesting, this band, which is pink, there was a woman at guest relations in absolute tears because she was out with her husband, and somebody actually climbed up over the balcony through her double doors, which she can't lock. And she's had all her cash stolen, her wedding rings, her engagement rings stolen. Anything of value has been stolen from her room, and they got in from outside. Luckily, I can lock my double sliding doors. And she was in, I think, 386, something like that, I think she said. So, yeah. So there's outright thievery going on, and theft, and people being robbed at the hotel. I don't know why she was selected out of everybody else, but yeah, she's been burgled, had all her stuff taken, and she's absolutely devastated, and she's still got 5 or 6 days to go. So I think she's trying to find a way to get home straight away. But yeah, I mean, what the hell is this? What hotel is this? It's an absolute joke. She also hasn't eaten. She said she literally hasn't eaten for 4 days. Yesterday she was able to find a KFC, so she had something to eat yesterday, which was KFC. But apart from that, she's not able to eat anything at the breakfast that they provide, because it's not very nice and it made her sick. She won't eat anything at the lunch or dinner because her husband's been sick from it all, and basically her husband's just spent pretty much the majority of his whole holiday in bed, which seems familiar because I've spent the majority of this holiday in bed. So, go figure, really, I suppose. Like I said, on YouTube there'll be a PG-rated version of this holiday review, which will be me doing a voiceover over videos and photos, that sort of thing. Yeah, if you are a Patreon, you are getting the full works and the full daily or almost daily diary reviews of what's actually happening as it goes through. There must probably be quite a lot of things in the main video that I'm cutting out. So yeah, apparently the sea's freezing, the pools are freezing apart from the indoor pool, and I've not been to that for days now because I just felt so bad. All I've wanted to do was sleep. This has been the worst hotel and holiday that I can ever think I've been on. Ever. I really, really am struggling to think of any time that's been worse. I went to Mallorca about 5 years ago for an all-inclusive last-minute holiday, and I got bitten to hell with mosquitoes, like so many mosquito bites. But it was a really nice hotel. The food was really nice. I mean, the food was amazing, and the beach was amazing. So that was actually a really nice. Even though we got mosquito bites up the yin yang, even that isn't as bad as this hotel. I don't come to incorporate mosquito bites in holidays because there is no control over the hotel. How can the hotel stop you getting mosquito bites if you leave your bedroom door open and they get in? Things like that, you know. So, yeah, this has been beyond dire, absolutely atrocious. So this is just a quick update. The really lovely lady that comes in, that's coming every single day to clean my room. She's brought a couple of pound coins to us. So £1 coin is 4 dinars, which is 4 of these. So each of these are 1 dinar, and 4 of these make £1. And I thought I'd ask her. I said, "So how much do you make a week?" And she couldn't really tell me, and she didn't really know how to tell me. So I got my phone out, and I got my calculator up, and the drinks, the typical price for a single drink in the club restaurant that's attached to the hotel, or there's also a cash bar inside the hotel. So for one drink, like a rum and coke in there, it's in the cash bar it's 16,000 dinars for a drink, which is about £4. In the club restaurant area, it's 25,000 dinars. Now, this is really important. So, one drink is 25,000 dinars. 25,000. 25000. So fly around me. Which is about £5. The lady that cleans the room for 1 month's wage for 4 weeks, she gets paid 700 dinars. So she doesn't even get 1,000. She gets paid 700 dinars. And I'm sure there's people in there putting comments in saying, "Oh yeah, but the local economy, when it comes to things like food and that sort of thing for the locals, the price will work out and the price won't be too bad for them. You're just paying 25,000 dinars for a drink because the hotel can charge that because it's a reasonable amount and equivalent to what you'd pay in the UK, blah, blah, blah." Yeah, absolutely. But still, 700 dinars a month for a cleaning job. That is absolutely insane. And when I've gone outside the hotel and looked at prices outside the hotel, they're not super cheap. You know, a bag of crisps, I bought a bag of pommes frites, the French product crisps, which are just like matchstick crisps, or like chips. Still not 100% yet. For that one bag, it was 9 dinars. Sorry. Yes, it was 9 dinars. For a pack of cigarettes, it's 6 dinars, so it's £1.50 for a packet of cigarettes. But when you add it all together, I mean, that is such a low amount of money. I can't. In comparison, I get paid around 7,000 din. 7,000. I get paid around 7,000 dinars. I get 10 times what she gets. Literally, my wages are like 10 times what she gets. Absolutely insane. If you're on about 25, no, if you're on about 30 grand a year, that's about 8,500 dinars a month. So 30 grand a year wage, a month comes out at about just about 8,500 dinars, and she gets 700. Jesus. So I'm going to take out some money tomorrow. I'm going to leave her a really big tip. Most probably like 50 dinars. Because that'd be like almost a week's wage. And for me, that's £15. Appalling. Absolutely appalling. Can't believe it. And she has been so lovely. I came in the other day and she'd made this absolutely gorgeous little towel swan for when I came back to her room, and I was like, oh, that is so nice of you, thank you so much. So she did that for me. I was like, oh, that's amazing. Hang on, I need to go back. I was like, oh, thank you so much, that's amazing. £700, 700 dinars. Jesus, that is so bad. That is so bad. You can't swim in the sea, by the way, because at the moment there's some waves. Check out the waves in the sea. It's kind of cool actually seeing some decent breakers in the sea. It's far too cold to swim in there though. But yeah, let me show you the other side of the hotel. So all that part there, from that wall all the way there, that's the other hotel that we saw when I was outside. But yeah, only a day or two left before I go back. Oh, I completely forgot to mention, she works 6 days a week. So she has 1 day off. Literally 1 day off a week. She works 6 days a week. So I worked out, she makes 30 dinars a day. 30 dinars a day. And she works 6 days a week. Jesus. It feels like there is endless warnings I'm getting in this place. Beneath the glassy surface, a world of monsters live. It's a good quote. The beach may look golden and beautiful. Odd or few people that work here may be nice, but there are a lot of dangers around this place. A lot. So I've just found out there's a woman staying here, and apparently she went outside the hotel, and a man said he worked here as a chef and tried to take her up a back alley and then basically tried mugging her for 200 dinar. There's police outside and everything. Like, what the hell? And we've got the security guards 24/7 on this hotel. And it's like, what the... And apparently this was just literally over the road, turn left, down an alley. I think she's just trying to find like somewhere to get her hair done or something, I don't know. But Jesus, this is not, and I repeat, not a safe place. I went for lunch, and I honestly could not believe my eyes in what I saw was happening. So where the omelettes are cooked in the morning on a griddle, on the lunchtime they'll do raw meat or cooked meats on there, should I say. The chef, who must have had zero training in catering in his entire life, was cooking diced turkey, or turkey cut up into pieces. And on one half of the griddle, he was cooking all this turkey, and there was a lot of it on the griddle. It's a big griddle, about a metre by metre squared. And this turkey looked like it was getting close to being cooked. I waited for ages. The reason I stopped waiting for the turkey is because he then moved all the turkey that I'd been cooking for about 5 minutes or so to one side of the griddle with the same spatula. There was only one spatula with the same spatula that he'd been using on the cook while cooking the turkey. He then put that spatula into a big steel or stainless steel tub full of raw turkey with all the juices and everything. You can see the juices from the turkey just above the level, and he was getting big scoops of it and putting it on the griddle, doing his going back to the cooked turkey, getting some more raw turkey out, putting it back on the griddle, then going back over to it. So he was using one utensil to cook the existing turkey while adding raw turkey onto the thing and then mixing it all together. When I say mixing it all together, he's using the same spatula to do one side with cooked and then going back to the raw side and then adding more onto the raw side. I'm like, what the hell? I'm still not well. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You're literally mixing raw food, raw turkey, which is just as bad as chicken, raw poultry with cooked poultry or cooking poultry with the same spatula. All the raw juices that hold all the dangers with this particular product, poultry, you are putting onto the almost cooked food. So I didn't get any. In the end, I had a bit of mashed potato, a spoonful of mashed potato, a spoonful of rice, and a few bits of kidney and gravy. Do not come here. I am warning you now. Do not come here. This place will make you ill. I absolutely guarantee there's a high chance of a serious food poisoning if you come here. I wish I'd recorded it, but I didn't have my phone on me. I even thought about going back to the room and getting my phone to record it. But, I mean, how would they react with somebody recording them cooking the food? I'd be afraid that I'd be asked to leave the room. On the way out, I did try and find a manager, which I couldn't do. I did find the girl that welcomes people in. I tried explaining it to her. I said, do you have a manager? It's about the cooking. And she said, go to reception. Reception don't care at all. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Do they not have a clue what to do with food? I mean, is there no one that gets trained here? Jesus Christ. And I've eaten that. I have eaten that dish before. I've had that turkey before. What if they did it then as well? I mean, I am so lucky. I'm just thinking back to the night that I felt like I was going to throw up. And that night I felt like I was going to throw up almost straight away. Was the night I got some food off that griddle. Guys, like this video. Seriously, like this video. Comment on the video. tell people about it, get it known out there. We need to stop people coming here. It's dangerous. Like, really, really dangerous. I have no words. I have never seen something like this before in my life. I can't wait to get home. I want to be gone from this place. We're recording. Right, so I've been to customer relations. I've been to the hostess at the front of the restaurant and asked them both about how to get a drink with my meal. And they've both said when you walk into the restaurant, just to your left, there's a hatch. And you go in and you get your drink from that hatch. So I thought, you know what? I've never seen a single customer at any point even near that hatch. But, you know, I'll play your game. I'll go to the hatch, because not only has customer relations told me that, the hostess to the restaurant has told me that. So I've gone in, gone down about 7:38 p.m. today for my tea. Gone to the hatch, and after all the waiters have been, I've got to the guy behind the hatch. Can I have a Coca-Cola, please? No, you don't get drink here. You sit down and they bring you drink. You sit down. No. So the concierge and the customer service relations don't even have a fucking clue what they're on about. So after that complete waste of time, I went in, had a look at all the different things to eat. There was nothing there that I wanted again. I don't like the salads I have there. Their idea of salad is just a load of shredded red cabbage or a load of shredded white cabbage, and it's just, I don't like any of them. It's not my type of salad. So I got rice with big stroganoff, because I know beef is pretty much safe at any temperature, cooked anyway, and pretty much safe however you eat it. Rice, once it's cooked, as long as you don't reheat it again, it's okay, even if it goes cold. So rice and beef are the safest things I've found to eat. Go and find a table, sat down, and there was 2 managers, 3 or 4 members of staff around him, and there were about 3 tables in front of me. All of them saw me looking at them to try and get their attention. I even went like that when one of the managers was looking straight at me, and every single one of them had looked at me, and maybe on occasions, maybe more than once, and ignored me. I mean, they completely blanked me so much it was a joke. This is while they're sorting out drinks and things like that, and bits and pieces from people. One of them, it got to the point where all I wanted was a knife and fork. Because, as I've said, when people leave the table, they take the knives and forks and the glasses away and just leave the plate mats on the table. So there's loads of tables with spaces, but no knives and forks or glasses. So I just wanted a knife and fork. It's not much, is it? Can't eat stroganoff with rice with my fingers. And one of the managers, grumpy old shit, was walking down. So I went like that, and he saw me. And he got to about the table in front of me. I went, excuse me. And he looked at me, and he carried on walking. I was like, what? So he got to the side and went, excuse me. And he carried on walking. He heard me, and he'd seen me when he was walking towards us, one table in front of mine. And he saw me and ignored us. It's when he got to the table behind me that I had to turn around and basically shouted, excuse me, really loud, in front of everybody, that he finally stopped and, oh, sorry. Fuck you. Fuck off. You fucking cunt. You looked at me when I said, excuse me, and you're in front of us. You looked at me when I was over there. You knew I wanted somebody's help. You heard me when you were stood next to me as you walked past. So I had to literally shout, excuse me, to this guy and belittle, and if it belittled him and embarrassed him in front of all the other customers, well, you know what? Fucking good. What fucking pile of shite service are they doing? You know what? You got customers that you just go look at and go, you want to eat your food? Ah, fuck you. You're not. I don't care about you. There's two young women walking. I'm going to help them. So I was like, he turned around. I just want a knife and fork. So he told another guy, and then walked off. So this other guy that now knows I want a knife and fork went to another guy. So he told another manager. That manager went to another member of staff, and when he said to that member of staff, this guy whatever. About 8 minutes later, I finally got a knife and fork. 3 people knew I needed a knife and fork. 8 minutes later, my food was stone cold. Again. Absolute fucking joke. I mean, the service in this place isn't even bad. It's absolutely appallingly bad. It's atrocious. It's a joke. Faulty Towers is a really good name for this place because it will make Faulty Towers look good. I've literally had waiters take things off while I'm in the middle of my meal, take things off my my table, sorry. I've actually had a glass of Coke full on my table, and I've got up and walked to the dessert. One time I went to get dessert, and I got dessert, came back, and it had gone, and they put somebody else in my place. Loads of places were free, but they just shoved me out of the way and put somebody else there. And I turned around and I saw the guy that did it, the waiter. I went, "What are you doing?" And oh, sorry. So he poured me a new Coke and put me in another place. But he knew it. He could see me. Fucking place is an absolute piss take. I'm sorry about all of my language. I really am. So sick of this. I've been ill for about 3 or 4 days, and I was for a good 3 of those days I was really ill. I got here late at night. I found out by overhearing that there's a snack bar. So when you get here late, there's a snack bar. When I got here late, there's no snack bar. It's some food in the restaurant, which was half frozen. So tomatoes and cucumber and stuff were still frozen on it because it was put such a freezing cold food section. It frozen half the food. But if you're a young girl around 16 to 18, don't worry. All the male staff will bend over backwards to help you. I'll tell you what, the male staff in here are so creepy. If it's a woman, they are all over them. I mean, they couldn't do anything more to lick their shoes. I mean, they're like almost trying to touch them and, oh, I'll do this for you. Come here, let me touch you. And oh, it is creepy as hell. So because I'm not a woman, all the blokes ignore me and go for. I've had literally the serving staff go straight past me to 2 women next to me, or a single woman next to me that's bringing her food up. I'm surprised it pushed me out of the fucking way to go and help her. And I'm not even joking. I shit you not. That's happened so many times where they've basically just completely blanked me straight to the woman who's maybe a meter behind me or going up behind me because she's just come from somewhere. I bumped into a young lad that got here 2 or 3 days after me. So I've been here 5, 6 days. He's been here three days now. Yes, he's been here 3 days. Bumped him today. He turned around and goes, "Oh man, I want to fucking go home. I hate it here." He just made me laugh. I thought, "What? You've only been?" When I first saw you, like the first day you're here, you're saying you're having a great time. I was like, "Mate, this place is fucking horrible." I said, "Well, is it because of the food here?" "Man, I'm not eating that shit. I'm going out every night." So he won't even eat it. He's paid all inclusive. He point blank refuses to eat it. He's going out and buying meal. He's going out and eating out every night because he won't eat here because the food is that bad. Which brings me nicely onto the other aspect of, for the first time, I don't know why tonight I've noticed this, but tonight there must have been out 5 or 6 tables that have all emptied just as sat down. Now, it's most probably because I've come to dinner a lot later. Normally dinner starts at 6:30. I've got there for about 20 to 8. So I think a lot of people have finished eating and they're going by that point. And there must have been about 5 or 6 tables around me that have all just finished eating, and all these people have just kind of gone up. And almost every seat was, and these were all tables for 4, and almost every place had a plate on it. So there'd been one person in every single chair, 4 people per table. And it's the first time I noticed this, but almost every single plate, I'd say 90% of all those plates around me, 90% of those plates had a lot of food left over. Like, specifically, it hadn't been touched. So, say they got this, and this, and one of the things they got was a portion of bolognese from a spoon, plopped it on, and the person eating everything on the plate and then left the bolognese because either they were full or it tasted like shit. And I'd had the bolognese once here, and it was vile. Along with many other things that were just beyond edible. It was vile. The burgers were disgusting. I actually wanted to spit the burger meat out. It tasted that bad. And honestly, I'm not exaggerating. 90% had at least a quarter or half of the food left on every plate. The amount of food that must get scraped into the bins here from people that don't want to eat it because it's so bad must be astronomical. Astronomical. Oh, by the way, time I got my knives and forks, which was about 8 minutes or something like that, my food was stone cold again. But it's a joke, absolute joke. Don't come to this hotel. Go anywhere. And do not believe if it says it's a 3 or 4 star. Do not believe it. Check the reviews. And pay great attention to the negative reviews because they seem to be the most genuine ones. And don't get me wrong, I've always been the type of person that I can eat anything. I've gone to France and eaten snails. I've eaten frogs' legs when we went to a particular party in France. I'll eat anything. And frogs' legs, just so you know, it tastes like chicken. It's weird. It's exactly like chicken, in fact. So I'll eat anything. I'm not prudish. I'm not going, "Ooh, I'm not going to eat that. I don't like that." I will eat anything. And I've been all over the world, apart from China and Korea and all that sort of thing, or Japan. I've never been that far, or to Americas. But I've been all over, literally all over Europe. And I'll tell you what, I'll eat anything and I'll try anything. I didn't used to like olives. I do now. This place, though, Jesus, the food is just vile. 90% of the food here is so disgusting or dangerous to eat. Just go anywhere else, honestly. Anyway, I can't imagine there's going to be much left for me to mention or to tell you guys. I've literally got one day left, which is tomorrow, and then I check out the day after. Grudgingly, I'm stuck here until the afternoon, I think, on my last day. I can't wait to get to the airport and get out of this place. It did make me laugh when that lad told me that he wanted to get out of here as well because it was horrible. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it in one of the blogs, but I found out that a woman got dragged up a back alley and almost mugged by somebody saying that they were a chef at this restaurant. I would use the word chef beyond loosely because anyone who's a professional chef or had at least basic food and hygiene, food preparation and food cooking courses would know not to mix raw poultry with cooking poultry or cooked poultry and to use the same tools. Oh, by the way, if you are in a nice seafront view balcony room, you are going to have the disco playing till 12 o'clock every night. You're going to find it very hard to sleep any time prior to 12. And if you are wanting to then get to sleep, good luck because you've got people screaming, shouting until about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. So, yay. Because the majority of the people that are drinking or are drunk have bought their alcohol from a shop, brought it back, and they're just filling drinks up with that alcohol because the alcohol doesn't exist in this building. It's that watered down, it's just a flavour now. Anyway, next video possibly later on. Oh, I was also going to say, there's meant to be in the main dance entertainment area downstairs. There's meant to be a different type of entertainment on every night. It's all shite. It's not. It's just basically a DJ just playing the same music over and over again every night for little kids, and little kids are there just dancing until like God knows what time. There's no adult entertainment, and the only thing I've seen that got close to entertainment was 2 girls and 2 boys that work here would go on the stage and did a little dance to 2 songs, and that was the adult entertainment. It is beyond poor. Oh, it's a song. Listen to this song, guys. This is what I'm referring to. I don't know if you can hear it. So it's down there. It's just that absolute crap music all the way to the end of the night. Yeah, I'll see you later. I'm actually not feeling too bad today. Finally. It's my last day, by the way. So, get to my last day of holiday, and the last day of holiday, I finally feel okay. So that was a fantastic 6 days of ill. Still got a cough. Interesting, went down to I've literally just been down for lunch, and I bumped into the customer relations lady. And she said, "Oh, is everything okay?" I said, "Well, no, nothing's changed. I still don't get served a drink with my meal." I was like, "All right, okay, come with me. We'll go speak." So we went in. She got one of the restaurant managers, and she explained the situation. I said to her, "Look, I come in, I sit down, and no one will serve me for a drink." So she explained this to the manager. He then goes, "Okay, come with me." Took us in. Found a table. that was okay. A lot of tables were taken. So a lot of the tables were taken. So he found me a table that was dirty. He told the waiting staff, said, "Look, get him a drink." So the waiting staff, I told him I want Coke. And I said, "Look, I'll go and get something to eat." The food selection was, as always, abysmal. So, as always, I got a little bit of rice, a little bit of mashed potato, which seemed to be consistent options. And I had it with meatballs and gravy. I get the meatballs and gravy and the rice and mashed potato because it all works quite nicely together. The meatballs were vile. I actually, and I can't believe this, but I actually spat. I tried eating it, the first meatball, and it was so rancid. I actually had to, as politely and elegantly as I could, spit it back onto my plate. I finished off the rice with mashed potato and gravy though, because that was nice. And when I came back with my food to sit at my desk, sit at my table, somebody else had taken my place. So then I had to find another place. Multiple people, servers passed me. One server who I've seen quite a few times passed me 4 or 5 times. None of them tried to help me or get me a drink or anything at all. I actually stopped one of them and said, "Excuse me, can I get a Coke?" And he goes, "1 minute." It was a long minute because I never saw him again. Apart from he was serving other people on other tables. But he never came back to me with a drink. So that's great. On the way out, manager saw me and says, "Oh, is everything okay?" I went, "No, it's not. I've not been served. I've not got a drink. I've not had a take." I was like, it's a joke. So he tried to take me back to customer relations woman because I think he didn't fully understand what I was saying. And she wasn't even there. I waited around for 10 minutes to see if she turned up, and she didn't turn up. I'll go back down later, see if I bump into her. So, but yeah, I mean, you can't make this shit up, can you? The service it's like, look, we've got somebody putting complaint in. Make sure he make sure he gets a decent meal, his meal and a drink this time. Yeah, we'll make sure he gets a drink. And then, did you get a drink? No. And the manager was like, "Oh, I get you a drink. What do you want?" I was like, I don't want a drink now. I've finished my meal. I wanted a drink with my meal. I've finished my meal. "Oh well, do you want a Coca-Cola or a Sprite or orange or beer? Do you want a beer?" Like, no, I don't want anything. I wanted a drink with my meal. That's it. Every single day. That's all I've wanted. And that sounds like a lot. But when every single person around you is getting served by waiters and getting their glasses refilled with water and water bottles being put on the table, and then the waiters are coming back round and talking to you, everyone else, because you have a group of 2 people or more, or they're, pouring them drinks and going off and bringing you drinks and getting them things, and they're doing that for every single person around you, and yet literally you're sat there basically invisible, to the point last night where I had to literally shout, "Excuse me," to the waiter to finally get him to pay attention to me. But yeah, not good. I can't wait to go home. There's something else. What was the other thing? No, I can't remember. One thing I noticed about the food serving today, there's this large freezer. No, it's not a freezer. This large, it's like the size of a freezer. It's completely stainless steel, and it has loads of dishes in it being kept at a temperature, let's say. Doubt it's very hot because the thing's not turned on. It's just stood there, no power. So it's basically a huge incubator for all the food going out. and all that food in there is slowly cooling down to then be put out to be heated up from underneath. That does not sound good at all. But yeah, I'm going to go back down in a little bit. My last day. Oh, that was what I was going to say. I asked, because I'm going to collect it, because my flight's not till 9 o'clock at night, which means I've got to spend most of the day here, which I just really, really didn't want. I wanted to be going about 1 o'clock. But I'm guessing it'll be about 5 o'clock. It's now about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I still don't know what time I'm getting collected by EasyJet tomorrow. But I'm guessing it's going to be around 5 o'clock. So dinner starts at 6:30. But I've asked the reception, I said, can I keep my room for longer? And they said, yes, 20 dinars. That's really, really good. 20 dinars is like about £4 something. So, yeah, really happy about that. I'm really glad I get to keep the room because at least it means I don't have to pack everything, leave everything at reception. And it means that I can kick back, have my phone on charge, right up to the very end. And then it's just a case of jumping on the coach and getting home. Thank God. Because I'll be honest with you, this has just been hell. Absolute hell as a holiday. I gave the cleaning lady the tip, like I said. So I gave her, I took out 50 dinar so I could get some bits and pieces. I gave her 40 dinar, which is like almost, it's like over a day's wage. So I felt really sorry for her. And bless her, she added me on WhatsApp and said if I ever come back to Tunisia or come back here, let her know, and she'll take me to meet her family and her kids and her husband, and she'll do a meal for me, which is incredibly sweet. So yeah, so that was really, really nice of her. I didn't have the heart to say I'm not coming back here, but I'm guessing what I'll do is if she does message me on WhatsApp, I'll be nice and polite. But as time goes by, people forget, and I'll just remove her from my WhatsApp group. So, but yeah, one single person has been nice to me and actually made an effort to be nice. One person out of the entire hotel. Jesus Christ. I mean, the customer relations lady, yeah, she thinks she's helped and she thinks, she did what she could. It's just not her fault that the staff are just beyond appalling in the restaurant. Cooks, everyone, they're all shocking. So, yeah. Anyway. So, how can I put this? I'm knackered, really tired. It is currently, it's currently 10 o'clock. I want to get some sleep. And this is what I can hear. For those who don't know, that's Mambo number 5. Really loud. At 10 o'clock at night. We're now getting the Macarena. If you're wanting to sleep in this place, good luck until 12 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, I get to go home today. Oh my God. and I can't wait. I went down this morning, had an omelette, went to reception, who then told me to go to this other thing. They told me to go back to reception. So I've managed to pay 60,000 dinars to have this room until 6 o'clock. I am getting collected at 4:45. So I'm going to go for lunch now. And then after lunch, I am going to pack and kick back and wait. Basically, that's my plan. I am going to go out the hotel, turn right, walk all the way down, past a little supermarket on the left, and there should be a steakhouse. And I am going to go to the steakhouse for about 3:30. Hopefully, they open early. It would be nice, get something to eat before the airport. Interestingly, when I was booking the room until 6 o'clock, so I'd have to come get out at 12, I bumped into another couple from the UK, lovely young couple, and they were like, I was like, they overheard me and they said, "Oh, you're checking out today?" Like, yeah. And I was like, "I can't wait, I'm so glad to be going home." And they're like, "Yeah, same here." I was like, "Oh, so you're another couple that's been dying to get home?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why? What's wrong with you?" "What was wrong with you?" And they cited the food being absolutely appalling, and also apparently they had to move. The amount of people that have moved hotel rooms once they get here is insane. Normally, at a good hotel, you might have one person want to move room for a whole host of reasons. I don't think I've come across one person I've spoken to who hasn't moved their room yet due to some reason. It's either the room's an absolute shithole, or the bathroom's disgusting, or the noise at the back is just unbelievable. It was last night. It was every night. But it seems to be that the general thing is the state of the rooms are just really, really bad. Apparently, this couple wanted to move room because they had painted the bathroom. They painted the bathtub or the bath, which is the second time I've heard that. No, sorry, 3 times I've heard that the bath had been painted with white paint and it was chipping off and it was horrible. Like, oh my God. So that couple was dying to go back. I bumped into that young lad again. I said, "Go on, mate. Well, why is it you want to get back?" And he goes, "Oh, it's just, I can't stand it here. You've either got really nice people or you just got the worst people ever here." Apparently, he went for a drink last night. One of the guys that's staying here was with them. And this guy just belted him for no reason. I've no idea why. I wasn't there. Thank God I just stayed in last night. I've basically been and had a drink twice since I've been here. First time, well, I've just realised the first time I'm classing me having a drink is the time when I actually landed here. It was like 10:30. I went straight down to have some drinks because apart from that horrible food that was left out, that's half frozen. Yeah. Jesus Christ, this is beyond a joke. So, yeah. So I've actually been out properly once to have a drink. I've had a couple of drinks, I think another night, when I found out that everything was watered down to hell. But yeah, the majority, I've only met one couple who said they've enjoyed it and they're happy here. That's it. Every single person has said it's horrible, the food's horrible, the hotel is horrible, the rooms are disgusting. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go down for my... I'm so happy to... when I was talking to a couple, I said, I'm more excited and happier I'm going home than I was when I'm going on holiday. How... That's how bad it is. when it gets close to holiday, you get really excited. You're like, oh my god! And then you're at the airport. Like, yeah, I'm at the airport. I'm really excited. Then you're on the plane, and then you're on the thing, and you roll up to your hotel. And you're like really excited. I am more excited and happier that I'm going home than all of the points of coming on holiday. So I'm so glad I'm going back. This is going to be, thankfully, the very, very last time that I have to go and eat downstairs. And I can't really emphasize how happy that makes me. Something I keep forgetting, they bring in a lot of pre-made desserts, and they actually look really nice. And I've had a couple of desserts, and I've had dessert twice, and the desserts are really nice. But they're mass-produced, out of a box onto a plate, supermarket type of dessert. So nothing to do with this hotel. I'm assuming they're stored in a cold place and away from warm, cooling food. It wouldn't surprise me if it's all shouldn't. How the fuck the health and sanitation governing bodies have not been and inspected this hotel and basically just cited them for so many breaches is beyond me. I mean, if there's cockroaches in the room, they've got to be somewhere else. You know? Oh, there's a bird outside my balcony. Well, on my balcony wall. That's nice. Yeah, I can't wait to get home. So many people have said this, and I'm saying it now. I just want to get home to my bed, and I just want to forget about all this. Let's go for lunch for the last time. So, just had lunch, and you know what? For the first time since I got here, I got the food, sat down, wait a walk past, could I have a Coke, please? Yeah. Seconds later, there was a Coke. So for my very last meal here, I finally had a nice lunch. And it consisted of rice, mashed potato, and chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are pre-cooked before they're even frozen and dispatched, so they're safe. Even if they're overcooked or not cooked enough, you're still going to be all right. I did see here when I got the mashed potato, there was a lot of oil, like a good 3mm layer of oil at the bottom of the mashed potato, which is weird. I've never seen that when I've made mashed potato or come back to mashed potato or rewarmed it. So anyway, yeah, it was a nice lunch. Finally, it was nice to get a drink straight away. Had to be served. So that was good. Well, yeah, I think it is time to pack. And I'm not going to go for steak. I don't think. I think I might just try and grab a sandwich or something in the airport. So that's, I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the holiday at the Riadh Palms. There's a lot of TV channels, but there's not really anything here that I want. Probably there's 3 English channels, from what I've been told. Yeah, the Riadh Palms, the end of the holiday. Jesus. So, let's go over things. Let's sum it all up. From the very first moment getting to the hotel, it was a mess. It was a shit. Because this is on Patreon, this is there's going to be there'll be harsh language from now on, or extreme language. So just be aware. So from arriving at this hotel, it's that it started off as a complete shit show. The fact we all got there around 10ish, and we were having to fill out forms that you could have taken just by doing a photocopy of the passport was infuriating. Well, actually, that didn't bother us. It's the fact there was a single pen and every single person had to do it. So 10 people had to do this thing. Luckily, I managed to get a pen from another counter, which no one else had thought of, and I was able to do mine and get it sorted out. So from that disaster or mess to the room, first room I got, fucking unbelievable. A couple of cockroaches, broken glass. The room was fucking shit. I mean, it was falling apart. It was absolutely appalling. The bed was disgusting. I had dirt and crap all over it. So that wasn't great. And then the next day, and the fact that I barely even slept first night here. So I managed to get like an hour and a half, 2 hours sleep because I finally fell asleep about 5:30 in the morning after trying for ages to get comfy. And it was like 7:30 when I woke up or something. So like 2 hours sleep. So then breakfast. So the room, and then obviously next day got a new room. The breakfast, even though there's a lot of choice, most of it I didn't like. Majority of it was shit. If you like fruit, you're all right. If you like cereal, there's a couple of choices, like literally a couple of choices. If you want different types of bread, there's different types of bread, but you can't have toast. And if you want fried egg or fried egg or an omelette, you're all right. Best thing out of the entire breakfast was the omelette. There's also fruit. The sliced sausage meats, vile and full of bone. The small cooked sausage that's diced up is disgusting. They do have something that looks akin to baked beans, but you can get cooked peppers instead. I mean, the whole thing's a fucking mess. So yeah, there's that. Then I got my new room, and I must say the new room is a huge improvement over the other room. There is lots of issues with it, as in like cosmetic. There's crap on the walls. The painting's not very good. There's things on the mirror. The TV doesn't work unless you got a control, which is 10 dinars. The wood is all very, very used. It's all cracked and the laminate's coming off. But at least it was way better than the first room. And I could actually sleep in this room for the majority of the time, excluding the noise from out there, which was just a nightmare to try and fall asleep over. So that's the rooms. What would I give the... so when it comes to the room rating, overall, because of the first room, and bear in mind, we've been told by many people, or 3 people told me that the bathtubs have been painted. I mean, the shower door didn't even open far enough for you to be comfortably able to get into the shower, so thank God that's a proper shower. But even that needed to have somebody come up and sort out the plumbing on it because it wasn't draining. Oh my God, this hotel. So rooms, out of possible 10 points. And if I'd come straight into this room, the score would be different. But I have to include the first room. I'm not including what I've heard by other people, because I've not seen that, so I can't comment what other people have had. Even though I believe them, and it sounds exactly like what I've gone through, I'm not going to include their comments. So if I had come into this room to start with, I'd give the room an 8 out of 10. However, from the first night and the first room, unfortunately, I'm going to have to drop that to, and I think I'm being very fair on this, I'm going to have to drop that to a 5. So it would have been 8, but giving it a 5 out of 10 for the rooms. On to the food in the hotel. This is now covering breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So when it comes to the food, now I am not fussy and I am not picky, as I've already said in all this. I really am not, and I will eat anything. However, the food hygiene is really bad. The food quality is really bad. I've almost been made to feel like I want to be sick on one occasion, which doesn't help. I have pretty much had to spend almost every day in the bathroom after lunch and dinner for the necessity of the toilet, shall I say. The fact that their cooking practices are non-existent. They cook raw poultry. They cook poultry and then use the same utensil to then put raw poultry on to cook with the cooking poultry, and then still use that same utensil to continue cooking the raw poultry, is beyond appalling. It is a health hazard. It is dangerous. The salads were literally just salad. It was like one lot of lettuce or one lot of cucumber, or the salads are pretty dull, pretty bad. There's loads of sauces. I wouldn't touch the sauces at all from seeing what's been going on. A lot of the food that I have tried, when I've tried things that I thought might be have meat content and look nice, a lot of those things I've actually then put aside and left because they were vile, like vile. And I'm not the only one. I've seen other people. I saw someone doing it today when I was actually for lunch, and I've seen lots of. I've now started looking. I've seen a lot of plates being left with a lot of food on them. It's not just me that it doesn't agree with, or it doesn't taste very nice for, I'm assuming. But this is just my experience. They can't cook bolognese. They burnt bolognese. The cannelloni was stone cold. The lasagna was stone cold. The penne pasta was undercooked to the point where it was still almost raw. The meatballs on the majority were okay, but the last ones I had were so bad I had to spit them out back onto my plate. And I don't do that, ever. That's something I think is the most incredibly rudest thing you could ever do in a restaurant. And I had no choice. I had nowhere else to put it. I had to spit it back out. The burgers, when I took one bite, it tasted so rancid, I didn't touch them again. The other time where I'd literally just, it being 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops, and the food was completely stone cold from being heated. I have seen that big chest heater container thing for food. It is plugged in. No display though. There's no display showing the temperature at all that I could see. And I actually had a chance to actually have a good look at it. There should be a digital display constantly showing the internal temperature, and there isn't. It could be anything. So there's a lot of things that change. I've been eating rice, mashed potato, and like a beef stroganoff or kidney stroganoff or something, a variant of that, or the meatballs, just for the gravy sauce. And I've just stuck to that. The chicken is appalling here. It is fucking terrible. It's just full of bone. All of it is just full of bone. And I'm not the only one that's commenting on this. Someone else mentioned that as well. That they've not bothered with the chicken again because it's just a piece of chicken with just bones everywhere. And then when I've had other things as well, it's just bones galore. The fish, not very nice. I didn't have any of the bread. They did have croissants as well for breakfast. Forgot to mention that. The desserts, they're all right. They're fine. They're pre-made, mass-produced desserts that are just kept in a chiller. Can't go wrong with that. The cheese, I'd be very fucking wary. I tried a small piece a day and it didn't taste right. But the Tunisian cheese, quite nice, soft, soft and quite flavourful. But again, I'd be really, really careful with eating the cheese because cheese is a massive bacterial area. The fact that I'm thinking about every time I go into it is what cannot give me poisoning and what is safe, I think explains a lot. So this is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So this isn't including the service. That's next. So for the food, I would give. Well, I have to incorporate the fact as well that the vast majority of the food is just kept on a hot plate, and it's lukewarm at best. So it's gone through a full cook process. So it's gone from a full cook process, and it's left lukewarm, no direct heating over above. So the food on top gets cold, or the area on top gets cold. The main body of the food is cooling down, and just the very base of it is warm because nothing is steaming. So the whole thing is dangerous. 0. I'm going to give the food 0. I can't believe I'm saying that. I was going to give it 1, but just for the huge health concerns that I have, 0. Absolute 0 for the food. So this brings me to the staff and the level of customer service here. So reception are atrocious. They don't care. They're not interested. No one down there is any good. In fact, they're almost sometimes rude. So for that area, they'd get a 1 because at least they speak to you. Staff in regards to, oh my God, this is going to be bad, isn't it? So staff in regards to the drinks, they were not pleasant at all until I tipped 10 dinars, and then they were my best friends. So the fact I had to give them a tip to get any quality level of service, as in like pleasant service where they're nice and polite to you, is appalling. The kitchen, the restaurant staff, 0, just point blank 0. All of them ignore you. I was ignored consistently every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. None of them could give a toss or crap about us. They actively ignored looking at me or making eye contact a good chunk of the time. They would take my order for a drink and then go off and help other people that weren't even at the table. So I'd be sat there with my food, having my meal. A group of 4 people come and sit next to me, and then the waiter would be straight over to them, get their drinks order, and before they even sat back down, he's sorting out their drinks. Then he comes to me, and that wasn't once, just all the time. The restaurant staff are fucking appalling. Absolutely fucking appalling. I've never known a restaurant run in such a shit fucking Fawlty Towers Way in my life. Absolutely appalling. I'd give them negative, to be honest. But this is from 0 to 10. So that would they be the 0. And then general hotel staff. So there's staff for the pools. There's staff that go around the complex. And I got out, every time I've been out, I'll be honest, the majority of the hotel staff are young men or men between the ages of 18 to 35. And I have noticed every single time, if there is a woman or a girl or a teenager with some flesh out, like in a bikini or got a stomach open, like some, you know what I mean? So you can see a belly and all that sort of thing. Any sort of female, these staff are all over them. They are like, you can just see this trying to shag everyone. I bumped into a girl first night, and she was going off with a guy because with someone at a hotel because he'd been working on it all week, basically. The girls in the pool where that guy was, I mean, that might not have been 16. The guy was all over them. But the girls at the outdoor pool, there's young guys all over them just trying to get into the fucking pants. It's just everywhere. Every male member of staff is just trying to get into the pants of pretty much any female that's staying here that hasn't got a man next to her. And even then, with some men next to them, they're still trying to get into their pants. It's fucking disgusting. And it's just all the time, everywhere. And on some occasions, highly fucking inappropriate. If I had a daughter and my daughter was in that pool when that guy was fucking oogling them all and trying to flirt with them and be really creepy, basically stalking them, or, I'd have gone over and smashed his lights in as a father. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing around my daughter? You're here to make sure no one drowns. Get back to your seat, shut the fuck up and don't go near them. You fucking paedophile. Because they weren't old, they were not fucking old enough. They must have been 15 and at very best 16. And he's trying to get into the pants. So that check section there is me speaking as a father who has actually got a daughter. I'd kill him. I'd just lose it if I saw someone doing that to my daughter in the pool. Or outside on the sunbed. I'm like, look, she's trying to get her suntan, get lost. I know when people go on holiday, the waiters might be really cute and nice, and a young English girl is on holiday letting her hair down, maybe a little bit more carefree than normal. Possibly, I'm not saying all, but, it does happen. So you will get things happen between the staff and the guests. That's fine, I know that. And pretty much every time being holiday, it may happen, but I'm not aware of it. But this is in your face. This is proper in your face. They're trying. All of them are trying it. So staff and level of service, that sort of thing, 0, absolute 0. The only saving grace is the absolutely lovely cleaner that I've had for 6 days here. She has come in every day, knocks on the door, can I come in? And like every day, because I'm still here in my room, because I've been ill for most of it. Yep, come in, and I'll go on the balcony. I'll have a cigarette. I am trying to stop soon. And, she always says, hi, how are you doing? What are you doing today? How's your day? How was yesterday? She was very, very lovely. She was very polite. She was very nice to me. And she said, if you come back to Tunisia, come to my house and I'll cook you a meal with my family, with her and her husband and her 2 kids. So she is the only saving grace. And if it was because of her, I would consider giving the service rating a 1. However, I am taking it out of this one because that one little grey of sunshine isn't enough for the majority of the staff in this, and that's a lot of staff here. And I'm sorry, but it's going to be 0. But but in the cleaning section for rooms, 10 out of 10. But that's just for her. I'm not going to include that in the overall rating. And the final one is the hotel overall. Beach, gorgeous. Outside pool area, really nice. Overall hotel cleanliness and look, not bad. And let's see. I think that's pretty much everything. Facilities, indoor pool, a huge saving grace for this holiday, but it was much colder over the last couple of days when I went in yesterday for my last swim, but still nice and warm. The gym, it's not the best. So the overall for the hotel, as in the building itself, I would give it a 7 out of 10. So I think 7 out of 10 is reasonable, to be honest. So out of 4 categories, I believe I've done 4 categories. This has a possible of 40 points, and they get about 7. Because restaurant food, 0. Staff, 0. When I got here, the room was a 3, wasn't it? So they got 10 points out of 40. That is fucking terrible. If I'm wrong, I'll correct. Just keep in mind, I'm actually in the hotel room now. I haven't got a pen or paper because you can't get a pen in this place. So yeah, don't come here. Go anywhere else. Trust me, you don't want to come to this Riadh Palms. It is not 4-star. I wouldn't give it a 1-star. In fact, I think the whole thing needs to be closed for a year. Every room redone, all of it stripped out, all redone, brand new. All staff sacked, brand new staff, actually train them. Scrap the kitchen process in regards to how they cook food and actually cook real food. This place is fucking appalling. Absolutely fucking appalling. And it's literally not only the worst place, but the worst holiday I can think that I've ever had in my entire life. It has been that bad. And I understand that why every single person, apart from an odd, rare exception, have all said we can't wait to go home from almost at the start of the holiday right up to the end of the holiday. And it's a shame because, as that older woman said that's been coming here since the 60s, she said this place was absolutely amazing when it opened up, and I bet it was. 50 years old, but still, it's not good enough. Don't come to this place. I'm glad this is my last video. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to start packing, and I can't wait to get home. See ya. Oh, guys, it's that time. Literally 20 minutes, I'm off. And I think it knows. For the first time this holiday, it's now raining, and it's really, really raining. And we have some thunder coming across. Just had a big, loud thunderclap. Also, that boat there, hang on, that boat over there has been there since I got on holiday. But yeah, that's it. One last look before I go. And thank God I'm leaving. See you later, guys. I'm sure I just saw some lightning. This is a view from the main lobby, by the way.